Hello, everybody, and welcome to Michigan Living with Jeff. I'm your realtor, Jeff, and here's the latest political news that we're getting. This one is interesting. I didn't think it was going to cost as much, but of course, as you realize that November is coming up, and our governor is trying to be able to get reelected. So this is what they're actually talking about. Is how much it's going to actually cost in order, people are going to be spending money and so that for the governorship for Michigan. And it's not going to be cheap. All right, here's what they're talking about. Michigan governor's race could cost $100 million as the billionaire DeVos family spends millions to oust Governor Gretchen Whitmer from office and stuff like that. So now, some of the key points here is the state records show DeVos family members contributed more than $4 million towards outside groups that have either supported Tudor Dixon or blasted Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The general election for governor could cost between $75 million and $100 million, according to a Michigan Republican strategist. The infusion of cash backing Dixon's candidacy by the wealthy DeVos family came after Dick DeVos announced in May that they were moving to support the Republican businesswoman for governor. Yep, Betty DeVos. That is her right there. Our very probably much more likely going to be our next governor. The wealthy DeVos family is pouring millions of dollars into its long-established political network to help a Republican candidate, Tudor Dixon, overtake Michigan Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer in what could be one of the most expensive races in the 2022 midterms. Yeah, no kidding. State records show that since the beginning of May, DeVos family members contribute more than $4 million. We already talked about that. That massive total includes $1 million by DeVos family members towards Michigan Families United, and that spent $2.5 million in broadcast and cable ads in the primary. The DeVos family has a net worth of at least $2 billion. God, I'd love to be their realtor. Give me the hookup. According to Forbes, and has worked to influence Michigan politics for decades. We all do. Every state does. People do that. It's normal. Michigan Families United did not return repeated requests for comment. Right? The family made their original fortunes after the late Richard DeVos Sr., co-founder of multi-level marketing company Amway. Okay, so that's the Amway family. His son, Doug DeVos, is now co-chairman of Amway's board of directors. Yep. Doug's brother, Dick DeVos, was president of Amway before he ran for governor of Michigan in 2006 and lost to Jennifer Granholm, who later became President Joe Biden's transportation secretary. Dick DeVos is married to former Trump Education Secretary Betsy DeVos. The Michigan Freedom Fund and Michigan Freedom Network, both tied to the DeVos family, have recently run Facebook ads taking aim at Whitmer, according to social media giant's Ad Archive. All right. Let's see now. Tudor Dixon has been propped up by special interests and millions from the DeVos family because she supports her dangerous agenda to dismantle public education. Really, we plan on dismantling public education. Okay. And divert hundreds of millions of dollars in funding away from Michigan public schools. Okay. That's a hell of a statement. She added that Whitmer has led the state in making historical investments in K to 12 education, closing the school funding gap, and putting 170,000 Michiganders on a path to tuition-free higher education and skills training without raising any taxes. Wow, they're really trying to push Whitmer. Representatives for Betsy and Dick DeVos and Dixon. The Michigan Freedom Fund did not return a request for comment. Okay, so basically nobody's returning comments. The Michigan Freedom Fund, a nonprofit, has been airing ads opposing Whitmer since she became governor in 2018. including as recently as this month, with a group tied her alliance to Biden and the state's economy. Well, no kidding. Greg McNeely, who has been close political advisor to the DeVos family for more than a decade, chaired the organization up until this year. Let's see now. So far, the Michigan Freedom Network has raised more than $75,000 in June from its members of the DeVos family, which are they ran an anti-Whitmer Facebook ad that said, "It's time to fire that damn governor." They are just warming up. Mark Brewer, state Democratic strategist and former chair of the Michigan Democratic Party, told CNBC in an interview. Brewer expects the DeVos family to spend between $10 million and $30 million back in Dixon. Okay. Very possible. Especially with the number so far. It should be pretty easy. It should be easy right around $30 million. The race was shaped up to be one of the most expensive midterm fights yet. I suspect we're going to see a real battle here. Whitmer and her allies, including the Democratic Governors Association and the labor movement, should absolutely be concerned. Yeah, they should. There's not a lot of people I know that are going to support Whitmer. The DGA previously announced it's planning to reserve $23 million worth of TV ad time to support Whitmer in the general election fight. Okay, so there's another $23 million. So yeah, we're gonna probably have an easy, probably close to $100 million fight for governor. It's gonna be everywhere. Jeff Trimmer, former executive director of the Michigan Republican Party, says the general election for governor could cost between $75 to $100 million now that the DeVos are throwing all their support behind Dixon. Yeah. Yeah. And then there's the other side is also putting up, their money. Oh boy. All right. Well, then that's what is going on, and that's why, everything is going to cost. We're going to see a lot of ads. We're going to hear a lot of ads. We're going to see them, hear them. It's probably right around September, maybe October, especially October. I think is when it's really going to get bad. So there's all we're going to be able to hear are going to be defamation ads, and just, everything underneath the sun, I imagine. So we might as well just get, planned for it, because there's going to be a lot of money involved, which means that they're still going to be buying up a lot of time on the air and TV. So expect it. It's coming. All right, everybody. And so that's what's going to be going down. Like and share, and let me know what you think. All right. You guys have a great one. Until next time. Bye-bye.